Located in Eastern Europe, Ukraine is the second largest country on the European continent. Ukraine shares borders with Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Moldova, and the Black Sea. Ukraine's central geographic location between Russia and Western Europe plays an integral part in understanding its cultural, political, and economic underpinnings. During its 70-year span as part of the USSR, Ukraine developed a strong dependency on Russia, everything from creating economic policy to providing energy resources to heat their houses. But despite its dependency, many of the Ukrainian people attempted to maintain their deep cultural roots that dated back to the 9th century. So when the USSR dissolved and Ukraine gained its independence in 1991, many Ukrainians, especially in the West, were happy to be able to regain their national independence and identity. To the detriment of economic and social advancement, the Ukrainian population is much divided on cultural issues like religion and language, which directly feed the debate on the political front. The division then stems to issues like foreign relations, trade policy, and economic reform. This tug-of-war mentality of the Ukrainian people in the West versus the Ukrainians in the East prevents stability and advancement. But the 2004 presidential election marked a historical turning point for this divide. Fueled by the feeling that the pro-Russian candidate Yanukovych generated fraud to win the presidency, and because of pro-West Yushchenko's mysterious poisoning, over 500,000 Ukrainian people gathered in the streets of Kiev, demanding a revote while peacefully protesting the election of the pro-Russia candidate. When the revote took place, the Western-oriented Viktor Yushchenko was nominated president, and the country was now ready to begin re-establishing their Ukrainian identity and stop their reliance on the Russian influence. Unfortunately, the next 4 years continued with the tug-of-war mentality between the East and the West. Over the past 4 years, the country has realized that neither side can win and dominate Ukraine's identity. Something will need to change. This presentation will explore the factors that influence our investment recommendation in Ukraine, but it is very important to understand how its cultural and political history over the last 20 years has shaped economic policy. This perspective will also help predict the future economic outlook by understanding policy, direction, and influence.